Thank you for watching the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. You're watching another edition of the Solid Sports video blog. This is episode 88, and today's date is January 2nd, 2019. Happy New Year to everyone. I'm probably the last person to tell you this. And I was thank you for watching once again. And this is our special NFL playoff preview as I break down all the 2018 playoffs, as they will call it, of the 2018 season, and get you ready for Super Bowl 53 in early February. I'm Troy West said thank you so much for watching once again. We'll break down the AFC and NFC wildcard games for the weekend, and then from there I just predict every round from there, including Super Bowl 53. And we'll talk about some other things, how wrong I was when it came to the division winners and people who made the playoffs. Of course, we could do that first, actually. Of course, probably know the playoff matchups by now. Of course, in the AFC wild card, it'll be the Indianapolis Colts going against their division rival, the Houston Texans, as the Texans was the South winner. Colts got that second wild card, and the first wild card, Los Angeles Chargers, will come to Baltimore and face the 4th seed and AFC North champion Baltimore Ravens. In the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles got in on the last game of the season, getting that 6th seed as the second wild card. And the Chicago Bears, probably one of the surprising teams of this year, clearly surprising me, wins the NFC North and gets that 3rd seed and had a chance to get a bye. And the first wild card, the Seattle Seahawks, will go to Dallas to face the Dallas Cowboys, who won the NFC East. Of course, top 2 seeds in the AFC are the Kansas City Chiefs and the New England Patriots. They get the byes, and in the NFC, it's the Saints getting that 1st seed and the Rams getting the 2nd seed, and they both have byes. Let's go back. As I have my notebook here, so I write all my notes. I got my notes for today's blog, as I had to write 2 pages. I usually write on 1. But let's go back to my NFL season preview special and see how everything matched up, how right I was, how wrong I was about everything. Here we are. Okay, AFC. Let's see who I predicted. I predicted the Patriots to be the 1st seed, Steelers to be the 2nd seed. That was wrong. Had the Chargers winning the West, but they still got in the playoff. Jaguars, probably everybody was wrong about them. Got the Texans here as a wild card, the Ravens as a wild card. So had a majority of the teams there. Only 2 teams I'm wrong about was the Steelers and the Jaguars. Chiefs I had as my playoff contender, but they actually won the West, and I don't have the Colts here at all, because I thought the Colts was going to finish last in their division. In the NFC, I was kind of wrong about a lot of things. Rams, the 1st seed, they was the 2nd seed. I wasn't wrong about that. Saints, I had them win their division, but they just is the 1 seed instead. Eagles, I had to win the East, but they still make the playoffs. So that's 3 teams I got in right. The other 3 I got wrong. Green Bay Packers, of course, they didn't make it. Vikings didn't make it. They was eliminated last game of the season Sunday. And the Panthers, that looked good for a while before they fell off. I had the Seahawks as my contender, so I sort of said they could make it, and they did. Don't have the Cowboys up here at all. Or the Bears, of course. And I had the Bears finishing last in the North. I had the Cowboys finishing 3rd in the East, but I didn't have them as a contender. So they my biggest wrongs right there. And I really didn't. I mean, I was right. Well, I think the only division I picked exactly right was the West. I think it finished Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, Cardinals. I got that division right from top to bottom. All the rest of the divisions I was slightly off on, or off completely, actually. The East I was close. I had Patriots, Dolphins. I think the Bills finished in front of the Jets. And the East I was pretty much way wrong, but the Giants finished last. I had them finish in 2nd. The North was probably the most one I had completely wrong because the Bears was last, and the South as well. The North, I think I was pretty much right about the South. I mean the South and the NFC. So you know, I had some wrongs and rights, but now you know we have a clean slate now. So now I do my predictions from here. But the two teams, oh, let's check that first too. Both of my teams I had making the Super Bowl did make the playoffs. And we'll look back at the awards and stuff once they come out, who will win MVP and all that, and I come back and talk about that too. So we get to start clean. So let's get into it. Let's get into the actual playoffs. Now I just want to I actually was curious myself how wrong I was, how right I was about division winners and playoff teams. I did better in the AFC than I did in the AFC. I only had one team, the Colts, not making the play. All the rest of the teams I had making the playoffs, I think. So just had divisions and stuff wrong. The NFC, that's what I was at the top. I was right. But everywhere else, I was wrong. Okay, well let's get started. Like I said, let's start the AFC. Colts and Texans. Of course, they division rivals, so this is their third meeting. They split the regular season 1-1. I think the home team won each game, and both games was decided by 3 points. Houston, they got them 2.5. I think they got almost everybody here 2.5 except for the Bears. They 4.5 home favorites. Texans and Colts, this is an interesting game. Colts, of course, played a lot better. They started 1-5. They wound up finishing 10-6. So, finishing the season 9-1. Andrew Luck looked like the old Andrew Luck. And he does have more playoff experience than Deshaun Watson. But Houston's at home. It's hard for me to go against them at home. If this game was in Indianapolis somehow, I would probably pick the Colts. I think home field really matters here. They either be a close, tight game, just like they played in the regular season. I don't feel like confident about picking the Texans, but I think they're gonna get it done there at home. They have to get it done. I think DeAndre Hopkins steps up, have a monster game. And even though Deshaun Watson don't have the playoff experience, he's battle tested over his college career, just period. He comes through in big games. So I don't think the moment will be too big for him. And I think he'll make just one more play than Andrew Luck. I think Houston will move on to the divisional round, which means they will face the New England Patriots. We'll get to the divisional round in a second. That game is the first game of the weekend. That's 4:30 kickoff Saturday. And the second wild card, the Los Angeles Chargers, which I almost said San Diego, as always, versus the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are 2.5 favorites at home. Ravens just beat the Chargers a few weeks ago in an impressive win by Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. The Ravens defense, of course, #1 all across the board. They're at home. Only thing I'm worried about for the Ravens here is that the Chargers has just seen their new offense with the running game and Lamar Jackson, so they might be more prepared for it. But I still think the defense, like it has all year, will be the difference in this game. Chargers played very well, had a good season. Melvin Gordon, but they're a little nicked up. And I'm worried about Phillip Rivers as well. He's a competitor. He's not going to quit. I think it'll be a close, tight game. I don't think it's going to be dominant like they did a few weeks ago. But I think the Ravens still pull it out at home and move on, which means they will have to go back to Kansas City, who they played this year, once again. So my divisional matchups for the AFC will be Houston at New England and the Ravens at Kansas City. We'll talk about that. Let's move on to the NFC wildcards, which are this weekend. Eagles at Bears. That's the Sunday late game. I think it's about 4:15, 4:30 start. Eagles, of course, defending champions. Nick Foles supposed to start. Both him and Carson Wentz is nicked up. And that's another reason why I feel confident about the Bears winning this game. Bears, pretty much similar to the Ravens. Yeah, strong defense. Run the ball with Howard and Cohen. Mr. Trubisky make plays when they need to make plays. I think it'll be enough to beat the Eagles, but I give the Eagles a lot of credit. They was up and down all year, but they came on strong the last month of the season to make the playoffs. A lot of people thought it would just be one NFC East team making it, but the Eagles were able to get in. But I think this season, I think the defending champions go down. I think the Bears pull it out. I think it'll be close throughout, and then I think the Bears will pull away with a score or something like that at Soldier Field. So, which means the Bears win, which means they will go and face the Rams in Los Angeles, who they've beaten at home already this year. So that would be one of the NFC matchups in the divisional round. And our final game, which is the Saturday night game, the Seattle Seahawks at the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, Cowboys 2.5 favorites. Bears was 4.5 favorites, as I forgot to mention, at home. This game to be another the playoffs, so of course anything can happen in the playoffs, especially in the NFL. But I think this will be my first sort of upset, even though I don't feel like it's upset. I think Seattle wins this game. I just think they're a little bit better than the Cowboys overall. You know, even though Dallas defensively is a much better defense than they have in the past. I think Seattle defense though is underrated. Probably not the same Legion of Boom, but they get it done. And to be honest with you, I just trust Russell Wilson more than I trust Dak Prescott. I think that'll be the difference. Only way Dallas win this game, in my opinion, if Zeke have a monster game, rush for like 150 yards, like he would have to be the dominant force in this game. I think if it's left up too much to Dak Prescott, I don't think he'll have enough. I think Russell Wilson going to give you what he gives you. Seattle's a dangerous team, and teams in the next round better watch out. You know, with this win, they will go to New Orleans. But Saints ain't looked that great over the last month, even though they wind up clutching a 1 seed. Seattle is a dangerous team, and I think they showed it here and make a statement. I think they beat Dallas. I think it'll be close though. I think it'll be a close game. I think Russell Wilson, with his experience, speaking of experience, 2 Super Bowl appearances, I think it shines here. I think he gets it done. I think he goes on the road and be the only road team to win this weekend. I think Seattle wins in Dallas. So, as I said, we move on to the divisional round. We'll start the AFC. Through my predictions, the Texans will face the New England Patriots. Patriots, to me, yeah, they look like the same Patriots. We all agree there. But they're still the Patriots. The AFC still, to me, have too many teams with flaws. And I think Patriots sort of make a statement here. I think there won't be a blowout. Houston has been to New England before in the playoffs and have pretty much been blown out. I think this is going to be a close game, though. Deshaun Watson, like I said, it's not going to allow that. But I think New England, with 2 weeks to prepare for anybody, just don't see them losing this game. I think they get it done. I think it'll be closer than we all think. Of course, we don't know what the spread is yet because it's not official yet. This matchup, this is just my predictions now from here on. I think New England wins this game. I think they move on to the AFC Championship for I think it'll be the 9th straight time, which is amazing, man. 9 straight times to go into the AFC Championship if it happens. So that means the other divisional game will be the Ravens at the Chiefs. I'm a Ravens fan. I believe the Ravens could go in there when they done it. They was close. They lost in overtime to Kansas City a few weeks ago. But I think the Chiefs, with that bye, Andy Reid is good off byes as well. His history, I think he's like, he only lost like 2 games off a bye his whole career. And I think the Chiefs seen the Ravens already. I think it'll catch up with them this time. I think Ravens will go home. Sad to say, I think the Chiefs will win this game at home. Even though the Chiefs, their history, they have fallen flat in playoffs over the last 20 years. They haven't been a good playoff team as well. So it wouldn't shock me if the Ravens could pull. I think the Ravens are capable of doing it. Don't get me wrong, but I just think them seeing the Ravens already and them having 2 weeks to prepare instead of 1. I think the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes is the real deal. Even though our defense pretty much slowed them down in the last game, but I think the Chiefs be just a little bit too much for the Ravens. I think the Ravens will be a strong team next year. I think Pittsburgh on his way of declining, which I've been predicting for years, but I think this time they really declining this time. I think the Ravens could take this division back, and I think the Browns will be a contender next year as well. But as of right now, I think the AFC Championship matchup would be the Kansas City Chiefs and New England Patriots. I think the Ravens and the Texans will fall in the divisional round. Go over to the NFC now. Bears at Rams. Oh, this is a tough one for me. But I'm gonna go with the Rams though. I think, like I said, the extra time off will help. Todd Gurley will be strong. I think the Rams will make adjustments to their last meeting. I know Sean McVay, as far as his history so far, he's a genius. I think he'll be able to exploit the Bears defense just a little bit more. And they're at home this time. I think the Rams defeat the Bears. I think it'll be a close game though. And the Rams will move on to the NFC Championship. And the other game in the divisional round in the NFC, I had the Seahawks winning, so they had to go against the Saints. Like I said, the Saints look a little shaky, haven't been as sharp. But I think this time off will help Drew Brees and the Saints. I think they beat the Seahawks in a close one. I think it'll be a close game. Like I said, Russell Wilson is those battle-tested quarterback. Is not going to let the Seahawks just roll over and get blown out. But I think it'll be a close game. I think the Saints, though, will pull it out. So that means my championship games in the AFC is the Patriots and the Chiefs. And I had the Rams and the Saints as we move on to those two games. Patriots at Chiefs. Let's start the AFC. I got the Patriots winning. I just can't. I want to. I believe in the Chiefs enough. They probably could win this game. It wouldn't shock me if they win it. When the Patriots win at this time, this is when you don't doubt them. I just can't until they lose. I think they go and get to their third straight Super Bowl. Tom Brady continue to show why he's the best of all time. I think it'll be another shootout again. I think the Patriots once again will win it because earlier this year they played in New England though. That's the only difference. It was in New England. I just can't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess my mind is battling with my heart, was battling with something else. My instincts, I don't know. I just can't pick against the Patriots in this game. I think it'd be close though. Again, probably more of a shootout game. Depending on the weather, because the weather could be bad at this time in Kansas City. Be late January by then. Got the Patriots winning though. Save about a field goal or something like that. So they will represent the AFC in Super Bowl 53. And the NFC Championship, the Los Angeles Rams and the New Orleans Saints. I think, once again, this is a rematch. Saints won at home. This is a coin flip for me. I had the Rams in the beginning of the season making the Super Bowl. I had the Patriots as well. And maybe that's why I sort of subconsciously picked the Patriots. But I went against the Rams, though. I couldn't go with them. I think the Saints at home is the difference. I think it'll be another game like it was in the regular season a few months ago. I think the Saints pull it out in a close one. And Drew Brees gets his Saints to the Super Bowl for the second time. And they will go to Super Bowl 53. So my Super Bowl 53 matchup, which means it's the New England Patriots and the New Orleans Saints. I think the Patriots are probably, I think it'll catch up with them this time. I said I could go against the Patriots, but I just made it the AFC. And the Super Bowl, you know, it's pretty much a coin flip. I won't say a coin flip, but yeah, Brady got 5, but he's lost 3. And I think he will lose his 4th one. I think the Saints will win the championship this year. I think Drew Brees will get his 2nd. And I wouldn't be surprised if both guys walk away. If both Brady walk away and Drew Brees call it quits here. Wouldn't shock me at all. I think if the Patriots win, I think Brady would definitely consider retiring. I think he's trying to get his 6th. I think that's part of the reason why he's holding on. But like I said, NFL is unpredictable. Wouldn't shock me if the Patriots win this game as well, but I just feel sort of like the Saints, sort of like they time, sort of just how the season played out. Even though they haven't played well, they still won games. That's one thing I can say about the Saints. Even though they haven't played well, they still been winning. Of course, the regular season didn't count, or the last game didn't count, so you can throw that game out. They had Bridgewater starting. But I'm gonna go with the Saints. I feel like I feel like if the Saints will win the game and win the Super Bowl this year. So that's it. I broke everything down for you, game by game, round by round. I think the game is in Atlanta. I keep forgetting the game is in Atlanta this year. I think that's a factor as well. Saints sort of familiar with that area. So I think the Saints will win the Super Bowl this year. I had the Rams, I think, winning it as well over the Patriots. Or did I pick the Patriots again? I'll go back and look at that. And so that's why part of me wanted to pick the Rams, because I picked them in the regular season. No, I had the Patriots winning it, actually. Okay. Alright, well, you know, just about going off the season, I just feel like the Saints has been the better team all year long. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with that. But, you know, I guess I'm not going to go back and say, well, I was right if the Rams wind up getting here, or if the Patriots wind up winning it. You know, I could embrace my flaws, my wrongness sometimes, as I did in the beginning of this vlog. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. That will do it. I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers and all my old ones as well. We still have a blog on Saturday. We'll talk NBA. Get you prepared for the games this week. I give you my picks again for the weekend. Just we'll focus on the wild card games for the week. What else? We'll probably try to get some baseball in, get some NHL in. Like I said, I'll be trying. I'm just not a big NHL fan. To be honest with you, I like the NHL, but not a huge fan, and I'm not knowledgeable, so I try to keep up with it. But we have a good blog Saturday, so join me there. Other than that, we'll just be doing this Saturday. Of course, Thursday night football, of course, is over, so won't be no more Thursday night specials that I was doing throughout the season. So, and I don't think it's no more special probably until baseball season starts, because I'm not going to do a special for the Super Bowl. I'm going to just, that blog before, that Saturday before, I probably just break it down. Whoever makes it there. But I think it's a wide open year, though. You can argue about pretty much all these teams. Somewhat can make a case for them to win the Super Bowl. All of them, all 12 teams. You can make a good case they can make it. So wide open. It should be an amazing playoffs. Like I said, forget the holidays. I love the Super Bowl. That's my holiday. I think I'm off that Sunday. But, well, the first part of the day, I think I'm off. But I'm going to be watching. I'm definitely going to be watching the Super Bowl. But that being said, thank you so much for all your support. Go watch Spider-Man right now, The Silver Lining. Finally started that again. I've been slacking on my videos. I apologize. Been time, work, and other things been going on. Haven't been able to record as much. I didn't even think I was going to be free this morning, honestly, but I was, so I was able to record. I was going to record it last night, just in case, but I got up and did it this morning on January 2nd, which is today. But yeah, just check out all the rest of my projects on my channel. Like I said, I'm probably going to start doing some more retro series stuff again, some of the stuff I didn't finish, and of course still gameplay of Call of Duty Live. So just check me out. I want to say thank you to everyone for all the support, and enjoy the rest of your week. Happy New Year once again, and thanks for joining me. NFL playoffs start this weekend, and Super Bowl 53 is right around the corner. I'm Troy West, said thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much.